All right, welcome back to this next video in our overview of e-learning from the Engineering Institute of Technology and IDC Technologies. One thing that will be useful for you if you want to see a copy of our schedule of courses, that's the link to follow on your screen now. Go to that schedule and you'll see a listing of all of our courses coming up over the next 12 months or so. Right, now we're going to move to a demonstration of remote laboratories, and I'll introduce Steve Mackay, who will explain how our remote laboratories work. Over to you, Steve.
Thanks, Rick. Presume you can all hear me okay. I'm just going to briefly just mention the Advanced Diploma of Electrical Engineering. As we've pointed out in the slide, you'll see there's actually 7 main threads. We always try and run a story through all our programs, and there's obviously to start with the fundamentals, and then we have discussion on distribution equipment, rotating machinery such as motors, induction motors, synchronous motors, transformers, power electronics, energy efficiency, which is particularly important today, and obviously earthing and safety regulations, which arguably should be near the beginning, but it's a topic all on its own. And then obviously operation and maintenance of electrical equipment. So obviously that's quite important how you manage your assets. And there are 15 modules which are detailed here, and we'll give you full outlines in the brochure. I won't spend much more time on here. And what we're going to look at now is the actual remote lab. Now, I've got our laboratory guy, Luke Hancock, standing by to actually take you into the lab. But what I should do is just give you a quick outline of what we've done with the labs. The idea is, as you can see here, is you've got the instructor in a particular location, such as Houston. You've got a learner in Sydney, one in Johannesburg, South Africa, one in Paris in France, which is probably quite close to the truth at the moment. And we've got the lab equipment sitting in London. So the idea is that you have these students hooking through the internet to the lab, and they can then perform actual experiments with, I might tell you now, unpredictable results in the actual lab itself. So that's the sort of concept. There are quite a few issues. We also need to demonstrate to the students that the equipment actually exists and is real equipment. So we have video cameras so you can actually see the results. And I might tell you now the results can be unpredictable and depend on the way the experiment is being set up. But having labs makes a considerable difference to the actual value of the lectures. So you'll find that you get a far more real understanding of the concepts. And again, this is all very much pioneering technologies, and we are very proud to have actually set them up. Considerable amount of work has gone into the development of software. We've got 5 core areas of labs at the moment: electrical, instrumentation, telemetry, and datacom. The electrical one is the one we're just going to give you a quick overview of how it works with that power system protection panel. Gives more credibility to the lectures, very easy to set up. The software that runs is extremely, it takes you a few minutes to set up and run. So any existing lab, no matter where it is in the world, can easily be made remote. No special software required, and it's part of a blended lab solution. So the idea is that you can run this with your existing labs or experiences, so you can have a remote lab to add value to existing stuff. So what I'm going to do now is pass you on to Luke, who's going to give a quick demonstration of the lab. This is typically what you would see when you set up a remote lab, and this is sort of some of the video shots, some of the labs that we've got. This is the sort of thing you'll see when you run the lab software. But again, the labs are very much real equipment. I just want to ask Luke, are you there, ready to take over? Let me pass it over to you, Luke, to take us into the lab. Over to you, Luke.
Hi, Steve. Yes, ready to go. Effectively, what I'll be doing in our next video is actually running you through a quick demonstration of a experiment using an overcurrent protection relay. So we'll zoom into the next video right